What's up, y'all? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. Yesterday, I had a winner, one play, one winner. That was the Cavs and Raptors under 223 and a half. And man, yeah, I mean, it was looking pretty easy, pretty good. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're just fouling. At the end of the games, when like sometimes they'll foul, then try to go down and shoot a three, foul, shoot a three. No, they're just fouling, going down, getting a layup, fouling, going down. Like, what are you trading two for two for every time? It was irritating, but I made it. So I'll be thankful. How's everything for you, Vino? It's good to be back with you.
Yeah, things were good yesterday, Skee. Top play was the Atlanta Hawks team total over 105 and a half. It got there. The play I left as the best bet, one of my bets, personal bets yesterday, was the James Harden points plus assists over. That also got there. So it was a productive day for me and my accounts. We looked in today and the balance was better. So that's always good when the balance is better. And just to point out to the folks who watch every day, you heard Ski and I analyze Cleveland, Toronto yesterday and sort of be on, I'm not going to say opposite sides, but sort of differences. I had the Harden points and assists over. He had the full game under. Guess what? We both got there. So two good handicaps, two good wins. And the Hawks, we saw a couple of good comebacks last night, Ski. Got to admit, Minnesota and Atlanta took those home teams into tie positions that they really shouldn't be in today.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those game threes now. More so the Nuggets versus Wolves game three, but those Knicks, man. Jalen Brunson, he might just be too small, man, to be the main guy on a team. Like CJ's just hunting him every time. CJ feels very comfortable when he looks on the other side and sees Jalen Brunson checking him. So
Yeah, he does.
they're gonna have to figure something out over there.
Yeah, I
Anything
think it
else?
was part of the reason Dallas got rid of Jalen Brunson. I mean, it's, I know the money was something, but his size on defense was something too.
Yep. All right, we got a nice three piece here, Vino. We'll start at the top, and that looks like I didn't even get it ready, but I'll shout it out here. It's 76ers and Celtics opened up minus 14 and a half, still around that number. We'll call consensus 14. Total open 216 and a half. Oh my god.
There it
There
is.
it is. I'm gonna just pass it to you, Vino. When I
Okay.
told Vino before the show they're doing like this fire alarm inspection, whatever. So my bad. It just randomly happens, and I'm gonna try to mute when it happens, and I'll just if I do, then you just take over, and whatever game we're talking about. But I I think that the Sixers will play a lot better game this time around. The Celtics, they're the kind of team I've seen like play a really good game one and then take it easy or take their foot off the gas in a game two. That's kind of how I see this game going. And if it's like that, I don't think it's going to be pretty like Sixers just hitting every bucket. I think they'll have to play some defense. So Sixers or under will be my directions on this game. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, and I think the number itself, Ski, allows, myself to think of Philadelphia as well. Plus 14, 14 and a half. It's we're scaring people off here. Uh, excuse me. Yeah, it's a big number. It's a big number, and there's a couple of things here. Quotes. I know Paul George is synonymous with playoff losses, and Nick Nurse, however, has won a title. But both of these guys spoke up about what happened the other night, and for George, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to sum it up. Basically, Paul George was like, we got to take what happened in game one. We weren't physical enough. Shove it aside and go play game two and be better from the outset physically, which would, I think, lend itself a little bit to your point about maybe an under here. Nick Nurse, a little more direct, talked about the foul trouble early with Bona and Drummond, the two bigs that they have left, and it kind of caused trouble issues early because they couldn't get anything inside. He did say He liked the shots Philly got in that game. He liked some of the mid range that Bona had, and he thinks the majority of the time those go. They really didn't shoot well. Um, the big three, so to speak, in that offense were 1 of 14 from 3-point land, and you have to figure that they're going to be better. It led me to believe Skee, and again, I seeked out a number yesterday, the Atlanta team total, and I really want to pull the trigger on Philadelphia team total. There's still 100.5 out there at some very popular spots, but mostly 101.5. You're asking Philadelphia to get to 102. The problem I have, of course, is can Philadelphia get enough interior offense because Boston is so good defensively? And I'm afraid of that one clamp down quarter where maybe Philly only scores 18, 19, and you don't make it to 102. All that said, I think there's some fight in Philadelphia here, and I can't believe that they're going to be 1 of 14 from 3-point range again. Those three guys I spoke of. So I think one of my better looks here is going to be the Philadelphia team total, even in a losing situation. I think they'll get to 10. I can still get a 100.5, but to be fair, as we talk here, I think they can get to 102. And I would also look at them plus the points here. Boston is at their best, they're a runaway freight train right now. They're so good defensively and they're so good offensively. And they found Kada this season to be a rim protector for them. But I do agree with you. We saw some of these home teams let up a little bit last night. If there's any let up in Boston here, you can be down 20 in the fourth and still make it with Philadelphia. The number's so big. So those would be my two angles, Skee. Philadelphia team total over and Philadelphia plus points.
I would challenge you and say, you're worried about that clamp down quarter. Why are you betting? I mean, why not just bet on the Sixers defense? Um, you know, going into the playoffs, or at least the last few games, the play-ins, etc., it's been the defense kind of carrying them more than the offense. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I believe they're top five defensive rated team last 5 games and bottom five offensive team. So why not just trust the defense? I mean, Boston team total is 115.5. We know Jalen Brown lied to us and told us they want to play track meets, but they do play at a snail pace, the slowest pace in the NBA. Why not just under the Boston Celtics team total if you're trusting the Sixers as well? You know,
I mean, part of my process, Ski, could always be because I'm looking for overs first. But again, I think I mentioned this yesterday. I'm always trying to, and it's part of what we do here, sports betting. You try and pick on numbers. And the Sixers got to 91 the other day, missing 19 of 23 threes. You can't do that in, I don't know. You can't do that 5 on 11, 4 of 23. They did it 17.5%. They could have been a little bit nervous heading into that game, etc. Nurse has his reasons why it happened. George had his reasons why it happened. I talked yesterday about these game twos always having two things where the game one team that came up short is concerned, and that's adjustments and a sense of urgency. And if they just make a couple, they got up 90 shots in that game, 90 shots, and 65 of them missed, or excuse me, 55 of them missed. I just feel like if you can get 91 shooting like that, you can get 101 with a little bit better shooting in this game and a little more determination. So I think to answer your question really quick here, it's I look at overs first. I'm looking to find any angle on an over that I can win with. And I do trust that Philadelphia can shoot better and get 10 points extra, just the way I trusted the Hawks last night.
all right, I'm gonna move over to the next game. While I think I have a couple minutes before that alarm goes off again. That's not the right game, but Portland and San Antonio. Yeah, my thing is all messed up. I apologize, you guys. Opened up -12, looks like 11 or 11.5, and total is right around the opener. I mean, open 219.5. We'll call it 220 right now. Nobody on the injury report for Portland. McLaughlin out for the Spurs. Spurs got the cover barely, I guess, in that first game. Now a little bit more even situation here for the Blazers to try and bounce back. Do you think that they can stay within the number in this one, Vino? Or how are you looking
Yeah,
at
I
it?
won't say. I won't say much here, Ski, about this one. I bet this series pretty heavily. Those who are on board, who jumped in with the selection package, you know that we're on this series to last under 5.5 games. Number was about 235. I can't see Portland winning two here, so I can just sit back and root for San Antonio to win games straight up at this point. And I also have a bet personal, a San Antonio sweep. So it kind of tells you what I think about the series. I just think it's a little bit of a lopsided series. It's San Antonio's way if they want it to be. And they generally, I won't even say generally, they almost always play every game hard. So I don't know if you're going to get the letdown out of them. I won't get involved in tonight's game either way. Don't want to step in front of Portland. Maybe they show a little fight like we saw road underdogs do yesterday that were down 0-1. But I do have this series stuff going. So I'm on the San Antonio side pretty strong as far as series stuff goes.
All right, I think this. I mean, Spurs are under. The Blazers were playing good defense to end the year. Maybe when they see the best of it in that first game, we know we can always trust the Spurs defensively. Maybe an under here for me, or yeah, probably the way I'd go, just under in this game. Next, we will look at the Rockets and the Lakers. This one opened up -4.5. Looks like five is the consensus. Total open 205.5, up as high as 208.5. Injury report: Kevin Durant is still questionable. For the Lakers, no Luka, no Reeves, but everybody else seems to be available. I mean, this Rockets team, that's who I thought they were in game one, honestly. You don't have Kevin Durant, it's a shit show for this Rockets team. They already can't shoot for the most part, They don't have a whole lot of playmaking. If Kevin Durant doesn't play, I don't see much changing. If Kevin Durant does play, I mean, they do have a chance to go out there and win, but it's hard, even if he does play, to lay a five number with this team. I just don't view the Rockets as being that good, regardless of who the Lakers are missing. I think the Lakers can do it again, honestly. What do you think here, Vino?
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of your premise there where Durant's concerned. I mean, if he's in, Houston down 0-1, the chance for a win is that much better. But is it a 6 point win? I'm not sure. Houston, just to throw some numbers at you from that game one, Houston had 27 more field goal attempts than the Lakers. 27. They out rebounded them by 9. But they got outshot. I mean, it's very rare, Ski, that you see a field goal percentage from the field, a percentage difference of plus 23%. The Lakers shot 60.6. The other side shot 37.6. And when you have that kind of edge, you have no shot of winning if you're the 37.6% team. So that goes to your point about saying Houston cannot shoot without Durant, or at least they lack that scoring. Um, I don't know. It's very hard. This is another game where I feel like I want to try and go after what I think could be a soft number. Houston's team total here is 106.5. So I'm kind of at a standstill or an impasse where the game is concerned. Don't want to lay five, don't want to take five. If I'm looking another direction here, Houston got 98 the other night, despite that lousy shooting. 35 of 93, like I said, 37.6%. Right now, that number for them tonight is 106.5, which is 8.5 points higher. You need 9 more. If I want to go ahead and project ahead and say I think Durant is going to play because the line is moved up again, 4.5 up to 5 now. Maybe people know something I don't know as of yet. But to ask Houston to get 9 more, whether they win or lose, I could care less. But it's possible here. I could end up on this Houston team total of over 106.5. However, like we've both said here, I'm not doing that until I know Kevin Durant can play. And, that's the hard part, right? Because once Kevin Durant is announced, you're not getting 106.5 anymore. Now you're going to get 109.5, and then you're asking for 110. So it's a difficult, the game is difficult for me here for sure.
All right, that's the slate for today. Quick and easy. 15 minutes for these three games. Now we can But before we move it over to best bets, let's go ahead and do a little bit of promo like we always do. It is $5 Tuesday, so we do always like to put that up. You can go to either Rob Veno or my page and find a top play for just $5 today. And yeah, I've started 5-1 to the playoffs. Vino just told you he had a great day. It's a good way to get involved and check us out if you haven't. Otherwise, we'll throw this one out there. The buy three get three free comes out to 6 days for just $69. That's a good way to check us out for about a week. If you say maybe I like Skee, I don't like Vino, or vice versa, there you can rock with whoever you choose. But if you like both of us, you can go with 45 and 23, double the NBA court vision, 3 days for $59. This is a good way to, rock with Vino and myself. We usually cover each other. One of us has a bad day, other one has a good day. Could be days like yesterday when we both have good days, but I think that's a really good way to be involved. So I'll leave it there for today. Um, Vino, I'm gonna pass it to you. Ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote. If you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you don't, all good.
Yeah, I would just say first 3 days of actual playoffs. Let's not count the play-ins, but playoffs Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's a combined 9-3. You're 5-1. I'm 4-2. So we're doing pretty well as of right out of the jump here with playoff basketball. Skee, I'm not going to give a best bet today only because it's $5 Tuesday. My only play is a $5 play, and so we've said it before.
Yeah, same for
I don't
me.
want
So
I don't want the brass to get mad at us.
yeah, so but, I mean, you can get our best bet for $5. It is what it is today. We only have one play. Don't like to give you things we haven't actually, put our money on. So Vino, do always appreciate you taking the time to do the show with me. Helps my process. I'm sure we're helping everybody else out there as well. Chat, we appreciate you guys tapping in. Great insight, great vibes, great people, and you guys help make the show what it is. So I always want to let you know you're appreciated. Best of luck on all your action, and we will catch you guys again tomorrow.